beer garden inside Unity Park. So somebody's going to steal your thunder there.
There is in Battle Creek, there's I think it's not even a brewery. It's like this huge bar. But anyway, it's just a very long warehouse. And they have something like 100 taps. And then in there, they have the dartboards, and they have like, I don't know, 30 dartboards and all this big screen. Like I said, a long warehouse. And then all they do is serve from the kitchen. You can get $1 taco, $1 hot dog, or $1 slider, like hamburger slider. And that's it. And that place is packed nonstop.
Yeah.
I was there on a weeknight. And there's a long warehouse that's down along the water here in Bay City that has been sitting there forever. It's got broken windows.
Yeah, I know where you're talking.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, that would be ideal for that, because it is so basic. And you just go in and you hang out. But, the big thing on those is usually you have no food.
Right.
Or the food is complicated nope, hot dog, slider, and taco.
Talking about those affordable foods, it always reminds me of the Loons. Like, the Loons have figured out how to do that and not charge you $14 for a beer or $14 for some chips and cheese, and make it affordable. I always thought that was a cool thing about the Loons, where you could go there and actually it could be affordable for you to go check it out. And that place,
that's one of the things that depresses me the most about it. I'm not gonna, I love the Loons, and to not be able to do opening day and not have that. That's one of the downsides of this. It's one of the downsides.
When does baseball start?
Today would have been opening day for Tigers. They're going to play the Royals today.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yep.
I don't go until like May or June.
To the Tigers?
I don't like the cold. No, I'd never go to the Tigers. We went down once. So your parking is like, I don't know, it's a mortgage payment, $430 to park. And
yeah, it is.
And your ticket is like $1,600. But you can't go to the Tigers game as just one person for under $100.
Yeah,
no,
that is the nice thing about the Loons, is that you can go there for an affordable amount and eat and drink and not break the
I go by myself a lot. I go with the only person that really wants to go with me, and I park on the street, and I buy the $12 ticket. I go in and I sit anywhere that I want, and I buy a hot dog or a brat and a beer, and I'm out of there for $20, and I'm home in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
one of the very best things in this area.
I like the lawn seats personally.
Yeah, those are cool. I don't mind the lawn seats either.
You don't like them, John? You sound very like you hate them.
I do. I don't like sitting on the slant.
Yeah, but you sit in a chair.
On a slant?
I always sit at the top. I don't sit on a slant. I sit like on the sidewalk up at the top.
Yeah, they don't. They only have like one beer vendor out there, and it's always packed. And no, I need multiple beer vendors.
You can walk over there. It's not like the people in the lawn can't go over to the other beer vendors. They're like, "What ticket did you get? The beer? Oh, you got a lawn ticket? Yeah, you can't come in here."
The only good thing about the lawn that I can see is watching all of those wannabe little leaguers try and go for a foul ball on a slanted hill.
Yeah, it's like
they collide and they roll.
And you almost get killed every time somebody hits a good one.
Yeah. It'd be funny if you just started taking bets on which one's not going to make it back up to the top of the hill.
That little kid there ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how we got off on that tangent. That's why we call it the rabbit hole, because we just end up going down these rabbit holes of conversation, and we end up at the Loons. But, it was from Deer Acres, wasn't it? That's how we got there. What was I going to say? Sounds like we're done here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else, and then I lost interest.
I stopped talking because I like going to the Tigers game, but I hear what John's saying about as far as pricing and stuff. But I figured out, like, if you park at Greektown Casino, they don't charge you.
Yeah.
So you just park at Greektown Casino, go in, put $2 in a slot, and then it's like a 10 or an 11 block walk. I mean, it's a little bit of a hike to the stadium, but he's right about the drinks. I don't think me and Rhonda walked out of there 4 or 5 drinks each, $145. I think I spent.
Yeah, that's crazy. We went to a Lions game in the fall or winter. I don't know when the football happens either. But we went to a Lions game, and the parking was $45 or something, and we ended up parking on a side street and walking in. But all said and done, I mean, it was $200 for 3 of us for tickets, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it.
I think they should do all of the pricing based on the record of the team. If
the
team is
tickets would have been $7.
Yeah, if the team is sucking, you should be able to like bring your own big gulp cup and they fill it up for free. I mean, they should just be glad that you're there.
Yeah,
and on. You know, when we went and saw Garth at Ford Field, and there was 80,000 people. It was just like everything was a cluster monkey. The parking was a disaster. Nobody could move. Traffic was at a standstill. I mean, some people really enjoy that. It's not my thing. Like I agree with you, John. I'd rather go see the Loons and walk out to your car, get in your car, and be home in 15 minutes rather than taking 15 minutes to get your car out of the parking garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fantastic. By far, one of the best things about living here in this area.
Do you think that they're going to have a season this year?
Hard saying.
I think they'll have a season. I think they'll probably. I don't see them starting before June, but I think they'll have a season because usually it goes all the way to Labor Day weekend, and they'd have their season is in 2 halves, and their season is kind of screwy because the way the playoffs. I don't know if you know this, but the way the playoffs go with that minor league, I think they're AAA, is that they have 2 complete halves where the winner of the first half and the winner of the second half are guaranteed to be into the playoffs.
Yep, I think you're right too. Yep.
Well,
I think they'll do a half season.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know.
I think they play as far like I think playoffs and stuff. Don't they get like almost in October sometimes?
Yeah, if they make it into the playoffs, and they have before.
Yeah.
In fact, I was there when they won it a couple of years ago, and yeah, it does because the last game is usually Labor Day weekend as the kids go back to school.
You go there by yourself though, and just like hang out alone.
I do.
That's kind of sad.
I've become the old man because I actually take the little transistor radio with the little earbud, and because I don't want to hear anybody else.
Right.
I just go and that's my escape. It truly is. And they have day games, so I'll just look and go, you know what? I don't want to work anymore today, and I just head over to Loons game.
And then you sit in the stands with the little earbuds in your radio, eating your brat, drinking your beer, and then somebody sits down next to you and wants to carry a conversation the whole time.
Or in front of you.
Just the conversation. There's so many people that go and they talk, especially the women. They think for some reason that's and it drives me crazy. And it's not even like they're talking about baseball. They're talking about the clearance at Walmart or something. And it just drives me nuts because I can't necessarily turn around and go, "Hey, shut up."
Right.
Right. You want to
I
though.
Just put on. Oh yeah. There was. You want to hear one fun story about being in a Loons game?
Yeah, I'd hear 3. I've run out of stuff to talk about. So
there was they have dollar beer night Wednesday. I think it's hump day, and they have dollar beers until for the first hour of the game. And so I go with my buddy Rod. Mainly that's who I go with. And I go with my wife and daughter, but I go with Rod more. And we were at one of the games, and up about 3 rows and then over probably 15, 16 seats are 3 college guys. And one of them is drinking heavily. He's going to get his most in 1 hour out of dollar beers. And as you watch him, you can see the other 2 friends are starting to really get annoyed because as this guy starts to turn his hat sideways, that is like showing the level of drunkenness that he's gotten to. So he's like pulling his hat sideways, and then you can start seeing his head kind of bob a little bit, like whoa. And so I go, Rod, you want to see something funny? So I go out and I buy $2 beers, and I come back out and I tap the guy on the shoulder. I'm like, here you go. I give him 2 more.
Here you go.
His friends were pissed, and this guy's like, cool, man. He just got $2 worth of beer, and he's drinking that. And I don't even remember if there was a game going on at the time. It was just fun to watch him get toasted.
It's like the Sean and I talk about it quite a bit actually when we go to concerts or you go to a concert. What is the point of going to a concert and sitting there and talking to your friends? Like you could have done that on the way here. You could do that at home. Like I'm here to listen to the person sing. I'm here to listen to the music. I don't want to sit here and have a conversation with you during it.
Yeah, it's so annoying. I have a baseball story too.
All right. Well, hold on, Doyle. We're on music now. Hang on a second.
Okay.
What were you going to say, John?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that I like this. We sit down by the visitors' dugout, and you can see the ones that are getting frustrated, especially because they're right out of high school or whatever, out of college. And we don't necessarily trash talk unless they're really getting the ridiculous. And one of them was Kirk Gibson's kid. I can't remember his
Kirk
name.
Gibson
Sean Bell
is.
knows his
Oh,
name,
wow.
but he plays for the Whitecaps out of Grand Rapids, and they play this song because he wears these baseball pants, and he's got thighs like the size of a small country, and so they play this song as he comes walking out, and it's this. I got my tight pants on. I got my tight pants on, and he had struck out all 3 times that he was there, and he's supposed to be a pretty good player. And as he's walking to the dugout, he takes the bat and he hits himself on the helmet. And I said, "Hey, just so you know, that doesn't count as a hit." and he stopped.
That's funny.
And he looked, and my buddy goes, "You realize that the fence between you and I is only waist high, between him and you is only waist high, don't you?"
That's awesome. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of what his. I'm trying to think of what his kids. Kirk Gibson was the Detroit Tiger that hit the home run to win the World Series in 1984. I watched it. I remember like it was 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were going to tell us a sport story too.
Oh yeah, it was at the Tiger game, and it wasn't a guy drinking, but we sat down, and the person that I was with before, luckily she was in the sports as much as me. So we would go to a baseball game and we watched the game. We didn't even talk to each other. We had these 5 girls that came with this like bus trip, and they sat there. And I learned so much. I learned more about hair that day than I got to. I leaned over and I'm like, can these girls just shut up? Like they're talking and they're like laughing and screaming. You're trying to hear the announcer. You're trying to watch the game, and these girls just the minute they sat down, just talk the whole friggin' time. And I'm like, I'd go to a baseball game alone and bring an earbud, just like I would probably go to a concert by myself too.
Yeah,
just
the last concert that Sean and I went to, I wish we wouldn't have brought one of the people in our crowd.
The one I was thankful because she bought my drinks most of the night, so I kind of lucked out.
I was
In the
thankful for
Loons
that
game,
too.
it's so inexpensive that you can bring your family. Because like Thursday night is dollar dog and chips, and so you get all these people that bring their kids. And I try not to go on Thursday nights, but they also have like free hat giveaway nights and things.
Dude, are you pissed off when the kids in your neighborhood go through your yard too?
Oh, absolutely.
He's such a crabby old bastard. He's like, Thursday nights, it's a really great night for families. They got a lot of activities there. I try to avoid it at all costs. He's like, I hate those little bastards.
They're bringing like their 2 and 3-year-old kids. I mean, they don't belong at a baseball game. But there was one night that they're giving away hats, and they're only give away to like the first 1,000 people that go in. And I had a couple extra tickets, and I was going to bring hats home for a couple of my buddies. So I had some extra hats, and there was a kid behind me, and all he was doing was complaining because his dad wasn't able to get him a hat. The kid would not shut up. So it'd been like 3 innings, and I turned around. I'm like, "Hey, would you like a hat?" And he looked at me like, "Yes." I'm like, "This is your quiet hat. You can wear this, but you have to be quiet." And the dad looked at me like, "That's never going to work." And so I went to hand it to the kid. I'm like, "So what kind of hat is this?" Before I would give it to him, he goes, "It's my quiet hat." "Yes, it is. And you're supposed to wear it all day."
Shut up.
And he did. And you know what? And I heard him go, "Dad, can I go get a hot dog?" He's whispering.
Could you imagine Could you imagine what his story is? Like, he's telling that same story right now. He's like, one time I got this hat, and this old bastard in front of me told me I couldn't talk anymore at the football or baseball game.
Well, just like that. Just like that concert we went to, Josh. That one girl had her like 4-year-old daughter sitting on her shoulders at a night show that probably a kid shouldn't have been at.
Yeah.
Do you remember that girl that had the little girl and she was throwing a fit and she was like hitting people around her? I'm like, come on, hit me, bitch. I'm going to knock a 4-year-old out right now.
I bet I could toss that kid on stage.
You remember the lady behind me that kept saying I was bumping into her and she was trying to beat me up? That's all I remember from that night.
Yeah, well, they were mad at the other two people that they brought. They were mad at the blonde one.
The blonde one. The blonde one was the problem.
The blonde one. She yelled out an F word or something. Yeah. I'm like, dude. You're at a concert. Who cares? We had a buzz on. We were all, we got pretty trashed before we went into the concert.
So back me up on this with concerts. Majority of the shows I go to are in clubs, so they'll be like at the machine shop or whatnot. I am so
it was St. Andrews
sick
Hall
of watching. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. This is exactly what they do then. you've got to be sick of watching